Welcome back to the CNT podcast. I'm here with Tommy and Dylan. You know, it's gonna be a fun one. I'm gonna let the fans in on a little secret. We have a little group chat. Dylan named it the CNT Boys. I
Yeah.
like the name. I like the name.
It's a good name.
It is. It is.
We got a genius over here, a college student. That's what that see, this is what
Oh yeah,
paying
But
hundreds of thousands of dollars in tuition gets you. A decent group chat name.
exactly. But it's all worth it.
I need to go to college.
Exactly.
I want to have some decent group chat names.
CNT's can go to the moon when Justin goes to college. He actually just
Hopefully.
got accepted. Let's all put our hands together. Justin just got accepted to Harvard.
Yeah.
No shot.
All right, for the card of the week, I know Justin's going to be drooling over this one. Still in the
Wait.
wrap.
Make sure to get your blur off as well. Just that'll
Oh, thank you.
I've said it
Still in
once
the
and I'll
wrap.
say it again. Oh, the White Sox stuff's kind of down. Never mind. Sorry.
I agree. I'm not going to argue this time. But this one, Justin's going
It's
to like this.
PSA.
PSA 7 Ichiro Topps rookie card.
I want it.
I told you. That's why
I
I
want
said I
it.
want it. That's why I said I wanted card of the week for this week. I
That's
picked this one
awesome.
up off Twitter the other day. It's a
Oh
great
yes,
card.
because baseball card Twitter is, really an active,
It
landscape.
actually
I'm
kind of
actually going to be
is.
honest. Like Instagram has been extremely slow for me.
Oh
I've been
yeah.
on Twitter. I've been on Twitter and Facebook every day, and that's where I get my stuff done now. I
That's
highly
awesome.
recommend getting on Twitter and Facebook. And
I
it's all adults too. So there's no issues. It's all adults on Twitter and Facebook, and there's no scamming, and it's a lot easier to deal with.
I try on Instagram.
It's hard because
I
everyone's in
try to make it
school.
worth your while, but I'm never really buying, so it's hard.
There's just not many people on Instagram, and everyone's in school, so it's all slow. And there's always an excuse. And Twitter, like it's men who have jobs, so they can afford to do this like as like a hobby. So there's a lot more deals to get done. I actually got this for $20, and it was 20 shipped, and it was a great deal. I thought. I'm like, oh, I know Justin's gonna want this one eventually.
I'll give you 15 shipped.
Ugh, you drive a hard bargain. You let me take over CNT and $15, and I'll give it to you.
No.
Yeah.
I might make dumb trades at times in fantasy, but
Well,
I'm
you'd make
not
a
making that
profit.
one.
You'd make a profit over the company if you did.
I don't think so.
No,
It was worth a shot.
working your way from the ground up. All that hard work gets you a nice crisp $5 Abe Lincoln.
We're gonna get
Whatever
more.
you
We're gonna
gotta
get
do, right?
more.
Whatever you gotta do.
He's got to pay the bills to get those more energy drinks for the 9 a.m. calls. The Celsius.
It's
Let's
only
plug it.
no, because I asked them for a sponsorship. They told me to email them, and I never hear back from anyone's emails.
Just like the Chicago Dogs.
But yeah, no, I heard back from them and then called them multiple times, and they just never gave me an answer.
Well, there's always
I'm not
next
sure
year.
what's worse, I'll be honest.
No, they never responded to my email. No one responds to my emails.
It's okay, Justin.
I try so hard. The Cubs responded to an email from me one time.
If Tommy and I emailed them, they would have responded to us, I bet.
No,
That's just mean.
that would not happen.
Maybe like it's something you're saying. I don't know.
Dude, I make them so professional. I have Tommy read over them half the time.
Meet up with who?
No, I have Tommy read over them half the time.
Oh, it's Tommy like really like book smart.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
When
That's
he
good.
wakes up at like 4 a.m. What's he gonna do until school? He's gonna read. He's gonna
No,
read. He's gonna do his morning yoga. He's gonna go
you're
for a
actually
nice
wrong.
little
You're
walk.
wrong.
He's
First,
gonna
he
drink
wakes
his
up.
tea and he's gonna read.
He wakes up. He has his little quick bowl of cereal. Goes on his morning jog and his walk. Gets back. Takes a crisp bath. Maybe a dip in the pool. Goes on the porch. Reads. Drinks tea. Does his homework with his puppy. You know, a day in the life of Tommy Terrio.
You ain't wrong.
I know.
Wild.
You know it's true, Tommy. You know you do all of that in a
About
day.
half that is true, yeah.
Can we get it like here's an idea, but like a day in the life of Tommy as like the next CNT, like instead of like a podcast, just like a day in the life of Tommy.
It'd be cool if we did. Everyone on the CNC team did a day in the life, and then we put it all together for an
Yeah,
episode.
that'd be like we've seen your day in the life. So I think if we did like everyone has one, I think that'd be pretty cool.
I tried to get Tommy to do one.
Tommy, you
that
can do it.
day. He said he would, but then in the morning he just said he wanted to be in mine and Trevor's, which is fine. But I'm just saying Tommy's commentary would be better than my commentary.
I'd do a day in the life if everyone else does one, you know.
Well, but we could do a day in the life posted on YouTube from everyone, but it wouldn't be an episode. Or to make sure it's long enough, we could do a week in the life of everyone.
A week in life is pretty long. I mean,
Yeah.
I think a day in the life of everyone would be like 1 or 2 minutes long and combine it all for like a 5 or 6 minute video.
Yeah, that wouldn't quite make it an episode, is what I'm saying. A week in the life would be long enough.
Yeah, that's true.
But we knew a day in life and just post as extra content. I'm all for this.
Mhm.
I'm all for this, but I don't know if a day in the life's enough to cover a week of an episode.
Well,
for a
a
week.
day in the life of Tommy might take about a week to film. Like, day in the life of Tommy covers a lot.
Yeah, we need
That
the bath,
morning,
the
morning
walk,
walk,
the
jog,
tea,
the reading.
the reading.
Oh
There's a
boy,
lot
I
to
don't know what
cover.
I did. I don't know what these guys had this morning for breakfast, but
Well, I just woke up. I've had an energy drink. That's it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Justin's drinking
an
alcohol at
energy
12 in the
drink. That's
afternoon.
all. You can't say that on here. You can't say that joke
that's
on
Justin's
here.
normal breakfast though. Too. I mean, to be fair, that doesn't.
To
You know,
be
that
fair,
is, you
I
know,
have had an energy drink every day this week for school.
You do?
that's kind of concerning, Justin.
Yeah, I can't drink those that early. Like, I start drinking coffee.
No,
Like,
it's not always. Sometimes it's a healthier one, but I get so tired.
so like now what? You like
Go
do a
to
dance
bed
for
at
us with
you
all?
know at a reasonable hour, Justin. I mean,
I
this
do.
isn't.
I have to wake up at an unreasonable hour.
Can you do a dance for us with all of your energy?
No, because I'm not going to stand up.
How about this? If I admit the Mariners are making the playoffs, you do a little dance.
Yes.
Mariners are making the playoffs.
Yes, they are.
Let's see the dance. Ooh.
Whoa. No, this is the show that people come to see. Let's be honest with ourselves here.
I mean, I ain't arguing that.
Alrighty, should we actually get into our episode, or are we just going to talk about everybody's morning routines for the next half hour?
What's your morning
do-
routine, Dylan? We've given
uh,
ours. Let's hear yours.
it's currently 12:18 down in sunny Bloomington, Indiana. There's the football stadium.
Fun fact, Indiana, that's where the South Bend Cubs play, and they just
That
won
is
the
true.
championship.
Oh, did that? Okay.
Yeah.
Currently
Maybe next season I'll fly out, go to a South Bend game, and then come visit Indiana.
Maybe I'll go to the game with you. Day in the life.
Maybe
Woke up
Tommy
at,
will come.
Nah,
Wait.
he can't fit it in with his morning jog and his walk and his brisk tea.
And his bath. Don't forget the nice crisp bath.
And he's got to go to bed at 6 at night so he can wake up at 4 in the morning.
That is true.
He's got the senior citizen dinner.
He really does.
The worst part about this is like 90% of this is true.
We know.
I'm
The
not a
worst
bath
part
guy.
about it-
I'm not a
the worst
bath
part
guy.
about
That's
it-
really the main thing about this that isn't true is I'm not a bath guy. Like that's it.
You definitely like light the candles around the bath and like take like a long like 20-minute bath.
Oh, I hate baths. I despise
You like-
That's out of
baths.
pocket.
You like let the dogs breathe out of the bathtub and like you're reading your novel with like a cup of like wine on the bath. Like
You know what's funny is Tommy definitely doesn't do this, but I can see him doing it.
I could too, and he's got his glasses on in the bathtub too.
Yeah, he always has his glasses. He sleeps in his
He's got
glasses.
He's got a nice board of cheese and crackers too in the bathtub.
I
Oh,
could
heck
see
yeah.
this. I could see this.
He lives like a very like high level life, you know.
I
It's
believe
very
it.
calm. It's very calm, meditative life.
I
Yeah,
believe it.
that's why he's so relaxed. He deals with too much Justin. He's got to like have a relaxing life.
I need an outlet, you know. I need an outlet.
Yeah.
It's sports and a nice tea with my bath, you know. There you go.
He admitted to
Maybe
the
I'll just start
bath.
drinking tea on the episodes. That's what I'll do from now on. So
Do
I'll have a
it.
cup. That'd
I'm
be
not a
awesome.
tea person. I hate
Me
tea.
neither. Actually, no. I like peach tea, but like hot tea, I can't.
I'm just getting into coffee. That's the best I can do.
I can't do coffee. That's just me. No.
It used to be gross, and I started drinking it, and I got used to it because I kind of like forced myself to drink it.
Yeah.
It's just like
Fair enough.
it's okay.
I also don't do much that's caffeinated too. So that's the other. I mean,
Do you drink coffee every day, Dylan?
Uh,
Or
only
like
if I
close
need
to?
to. Only if I need to. Like I knew I have to be awake for this call, and like I got a lot of homework to do today, and a long night tonight. So I was like, probably should have it tonight, but on like an average day, I won't.
Okay. My point I was gonna make it won't work now.
What was it gonna be?
If you said yes, I was gonna say my energy drinks the same thing, same amount of caffeine and everything. It's just I can take it to school.
Yeah,
But
probably.
you don't drink coffee every day, so my point doesn't work.
it's like a 3 time a week thing.
Most
I
weeks I don't have an energy drink every day. I just had a lot of inventory, if you
I
would.
don't know. My school they serve coffee in the morning. So I mean,
You should get into free coffee.
it's not free, but they have it. So
Oh,
Will you buy
Also-
me one and like ship it to school?
do it.
no, I am
Put it
not
in like
buying you a coffee and then shipping it to you.
just put it in like one of those like tiny envelopes and like hope it doesn't get destroyed in the mail and get like a nice soggy package.
But
No, that's a
it's
terrible
toffee
bet.
soggy.
Yeah, it's gonna smell
The funny
good.
thing is, you would have to carry it throughout school without drinking it. Get home, dump it into an envelope, seal it, and ship
Oh,
it.
I was just gonna put it in like a Ziploc bag and then put it in like a bubble mailer. Like,
Oh, that could work better than what I was thinking. You
yeah,
get one of those like Starbucks thing where they put it in the hole so nothing spills.
it sounds awful. Oh,
Sounds great.
all right. Let's actually get into this. So today we're talking about
I suppose.
we're talking about the repercussions from all the new rule changes that have gone down, all the new things that are gonna be happening, here, there, and everywhere. Who wants to start us out? Dylan, you're not on every episode. You go first.
all right.
Oh,
That means he likes me more than you, Justin.
he probably does.
So starting off for me, for anyone who doesn't know what the shift is, basically the shift is if there's a certain player who hits the ball to the left side more, the players in the field will more likely move to the left side of the field so they can defend the field better. So, I'll just share my screen.
I can give you permission to. One sec.
Yeah, I
Dude,
just
when
want to
we
show an
share the screen,
example
the
of this.
recording doesn't show our faces, so we can do whatever we want.
All right, don't get any ideas. I just want to show a quick picture so you guys can get an idea of what this looks like.
I gotta zoom in because I don't have glasses on.
Can you see my screen right
Oh,
now?
show the massive one. Show one of the massive ones.
So, like, here's what I look at. Like, this is the Houston Astros shift, something I think should not be happening in baseball. They've
I
got
agree. That is outrageous.
Springer who plays center field, Raddick who plays right field, Bregman from third base playing short center, Correa who plays shortstop playing right center, Altuve from second base playing like way down the line right, and Gurriel playing first, and then actually all the way on the left is Marwin Gonzalez playing like left center. Like here's a
I
Dodgers
hate
one. You've
that.
got the
That
four
is
infielders on a
outrageous.
line.
That
You got
that
like
is too much. That is
this
too
one's an old
much.
one, but that's like I think that's like D Gordon, like Andre, that's like Adrian
Yeah,
Gonzalez. But like
that's D Gordon.
the Twins, like look at this for the Dodgers. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys
That
lined
might be
up.
the same picture from before, just a different angle.
Yeah, and look at two. It's the bottom of the 12th, bases loaded, so they really think they're gonna go this way. I never have liked this idea.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
yes, it's
massive
smart for
shift.
the fielders. like, yes, when I'm playing softball, I like doing that because it's a lot of fun. Like, here's a Mariners picture for you, Justin. Like, third base Seager playing shallow center, shortstop Segura playing shallow right, second base Cano playing
Vogelback.
right. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
I've never liked it. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and get into it.
I hate the massive shifts. However, like when it's just like a little bit shifted, like no one's switching sides. They're up on the feet on the grass part because if they lay down a bunt, someone might score like that shift. I don't think should have been banned, but the massive shifts like you were showing, those need to be banned.
Right. And I so the new rule is the quote unquote from the MLB. At the time a pitch is thrown, there will need to be 4 infielders on the dirt, 2 on each side of second base. However, once the ball leaves the pitcher's hand, they can run to wherever they want to shift to. We're not going to see them like sprint to where they want to go to, but we might see them move over a few steps. But I think that's a better rule. I mean, it really is a disadvantage for hitters. Like you see Yasmani Grandal, who's just got, if you use him in the show, he's got 3 speed. They completely shift to the right side for him or the left side. And what's good about him is he can oppo hit to the gap. But I think it just ruins the game of baseball. And it's just like, I think it's kind of unfair. What do you guys think?
I see Tommy wants to say something.
Shout out Steve Willits for this. I
Steve
hate
who?
the ban. I hate the banning of the shift.
Steve Willits, the Aqua Sox. Oh,
He's the
what would
Oxox on
you?
field PR. He's the Oxox on field guy.
He does so much. I don't even really know how to
Yeah,
describe
away
his
radio
job.
broadcaster. He does all that stuff. I mean, but I
He's a
hate the
legend.
banning of the shift.
How
I have
come?
seen it in a new light, and let me break it down for you. In football, let's just go to football first. We can get to, everything else. In football, you run whatever defense you want to 3-4-4-3, 3-3-5, nickel, dime, base, whatever, right? You choose, pick your poison. There's, strengths and weaknesses to all of them. But the offense then has to respond accordingly. Let's go basketball now. You can have everybody out. You can have a 2-3 zone, a 3-2 zone. It's up to
Full
you.
court press.
There's so many adjustments that we made. It doesn't matter what sport you're in. Soccer, you can run a 3-4-3. You can run a like a 3-5-1-1. I mean, some teams do that. It's stupid, but it is what it is. You get the point. No matter what you do, you can still, the other team has to adapt to it. It's not, you can't just complain and whine and say, hey, they're playing 3-3-5. I want them to play 3-4. That's not how this works. Like you have to follow the rules. And I mean, you can give examples of Yasmani Grandal, you can give example of Ichiro. Like players can work in that. So stop whining and complaining when things don't go your way. If a team is going to run something one way against you, then find a way to go against it.
Learn how to bunt down the line. If
This is
all shifted
professional
over.
sports. You are playing at the highest level. Figure it out.
No, I agree with that.
I like that, but I still think like 4 people on one side. I still think the massive shifts should be banned.
But then it's a fault of the defense. It's not a fault of the offense. Like if you hit the other direction, you're getting at the very worst a single. At the very worst, you're getting a single.
I agree with everything you're saying, and I think you've got a very valid point. And yes, like the players should be able to hit oppo if they need to. They are playing at the MLB, and or anyone playing college, minor league, overseas, wherever, they should be able to have the ability to hit it wherever they want. And I honestly think it could go either way. Like if they ban the shift or if they don't, it's not going to have a major impact on the league. And do I think it should have been banned? Not necessarily. We don't see a huge shift very often, like that Astros picture. We don't see that. That's like a
These
rare
things
thing.
don't just happen.
We'll see a little shift of like the third base playing shortstop and the shortstop playing like behind second base.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm not a huge fan of is when there's the entire defensive side playing right field and like the right side of the field.
That's what
Like
I hate.
Yeah,
a
I
little
like.
shift,
I
a little
understand that.
shift. I
Like,
think
I'm
is
gonna say
good.
this. I understand that frustration as well. Like, if I'm watching the game, it's like, oh my, like, what are you doing? You look idiotic doing that, but it is
Yeah,
what it is.
it's honestly, I don't want to like be rude about it, but I think when you've got like that picture of the Astros, that picture of the Dodgers Mariners, I want to call that Bush League. Like that's literally like house league baseball, like little league. Like that's like
That does
doing a
not look
pitch
like
out.
professional sports.
It doesn't look professional. It looks really silly, honestly. And for anyone who doesn't know the game of baseball and they see that happening, they're probably like, "Why the f is that happening?" I think it's a bad look.
Mhm. I agree. I agree with what both of you are saying that the shift shouldn't be banned, but like that major shift that's over the top looks bad and should be banned.
I feel like the major shift almost, it becomes more of a, coaches just need to realize that people are going to adapt to hit another way. Like you look at that, picture, like the Astro shift was from at least 2 years ago. The Mariners shift was from at least 3 to 4 years
5.
ago.
I think more than 5.
Well, because you're looking at Cano and Segura, so that's probably 3-4 years ago,
And
probably.
Vogelback.
And
Vogelback hasn't been on
and
the Mariners since
Danny
like
Burgers,
2018.
Danny Burgers.
So it just becomes one of those things where it's like coaches are making that conscientious shift away from from those conscientious shift, no pun intended, from these major shifts that aren't conducive to
The
great
last time
play.
Vogelback was with the Mariners was 2020.
Yeah,
What?
you didn't know that?
No, I forgot he was there.
Who?
Before
Vogelback?
what? Yeah.
I think they really messed up by getting rid of him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He left Seattle in 2020.
Well, actually, he left in 2019 because he started 2020 with Toronto, but then came back.
He
Yeah, I mean
started the
his
year.
top. I
He
mean his
started the
top
year in
2020
2020.
card is him on the Mariners.
He played till August of 2020 with the Seattle, and then he got
Mhm.
DFA'd and he got traded for cash.
Hmm.
Yeah, they really
Interesting.
screwed up
Mhm.
there. They
Yeah.
really screwed up there, Justin.
They did. I agree.
Missing out one of the best players in the league. That's what peak performance looks like.
I'm agreeing with you.
I know.
I'm just all I'm gonna say. We have Daniel Vogelback in 2021. We made the playoffs.
Maybe.
I
So
want
what
to
are you trying
talk
to
about a
say?
new rule that I don't think anyone hates, and I love.
Oh,
Bless
bless
you.
me. Thank you. You're welcome.
Bless us to you.
Thank you.
Larger bases are coming to town. More stolen bases. Stolen bases get easier. Less injuries will happen, hopefully. Obviously, good on the injuries. I want to talk about the stolen bases. Julio, I think, has 26 or 27 right now. He's around there. He's not at 30, but he has more than 25. He's not probably out for the rest of the regular season. At least he should be. They should just rest him. We don't want him to get back pain. Maybe he'll be ready for postseason, but he's out for now. So he won't get to 30 stolen bases. But with the larger bases, he would have, because I think he's been caught stealing, I think, around like 8 times. But a lot of them were super close because he's super fast. Now with the larger bases, at least 4 of those caught stealings, he would have been safe and gotten the stolen base. And I'm very excited about more stolen bases because stolen bases are underrated.
I'm gonna make a hot take on the stolen bases.
Oh, don't make me mad.
No, I'm not gonna make you mad.
Let's hear
Like,
it.
yes, we know. So the current record for stolen bases in a season, 138, and it's set in 1887. And if you look at that list, all of them are from the 1800s, obviously, because it was easier to steal bases then. But do you guys think 100 stolen bases can be broken
No.
within the
No.
next 10 years if bases are bigger?
No.
I want to
Because,
say there's a chance, like last year in 2021, I think John Body had close to 50.
well, we've seen I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think like the player comparison would have to be like someone who's like Billy Hamilton or Terrence Gore. But like, I don't know, because Billy Hamilton, he set a minor league record. He had 155 steals in the minor leagues one year, which is never gets talked about.
I want to say yes, but I think 100 is too outlandish because MLB managers don't let players steal that often.
Unless you're like Billy Hamilton or Terrence Gore, like
But they're not going to start every game. They're not going to
I
start
know.
enough to do it.
Well, I'd like to see a player come up from the minor leagues or something who's got that kind of speed, who can actually play in the games.
Oh,
And
who's
with the
that?
bigger,
Who's that one fast prospect?
The highest one in the 2000s
well,
is
Bobby Witt is pretty fast.
Podsednik.
Yeah, he was on the White Sox. He won us the World Series.
He had 70 stolen bases in 2004.
Legend.
But that is still 30 away, and I don't think he's getting that many more.
You guys think 75 can get broken in the next 5 years?
75, I think, is
Possibly.
possible.
Who do you think can do it? And Justin, Julio is not a correct answer here.
I don't think Julio could because he also has a lot of power. If he had less power, I think he could. I think he could get up to like 40, 50, but I don't think he'd get to 70.
They wouldn't send him that much. They can't risk him getting
No,
hurt or anything.
they wouldn't. Corbin Carroll, maybe he's fast,
Bobby
but
Witt.
he also has that power. Bobby Witt is another one.
Can I say something?
Gunnar Henderson, maybe he doesn't have. He's not the fastest though.
Can I say something about the bigger bases?
Yeah.
First off, I hate it. But
There's
second
no
off,
need for it.
I'm surprised that you don't hate it, Justin. Let me explain why. It devalues the stolen base.
Oh, it makes it more of them. More.
You know what I really want to hear?
Does he know what inflation is? Dylan, do you think Justin knows what inflation is?
I know what inflation is.
I don't know. I don't think he does.
Don't be outrageous. I know what inflation is.
So, for those of you who don't know, essentially inflation is if there's more money to go around, money's worth less. It's the same thing with this. If there's more stolen bases going around, it means less if you get stolen bases.
Stolen bases already mean nothing to the average fan.
I disagree with that. And that also what you're saying, Tommy, it goes along with that juice ball we saw a few years ago. Like the balls were so juiced, the home run ball was going out so much. The home run it meant less to the fans, you know?
Yeah, people didn't care as much.
Because every player was getting like 20, 30 home runs. Like Jorge Soler was hitting like 40 home runs out of nowhere. Like it didn't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'd really want to hear a perspective from like Ricky Henderson or even like Billy Hamilton, Terrence Gore, the stolen base guys, and see what they have to say.
Heck, even like today, like a Trey Turner, something like that. You know, like a true speedster who is,
I think they should get more player opinions, like current and like Hall of Fame player opinions on this stuff, instead of going to the Players Association, because I think truthfully the players should have more of a say than an organization board, you know?
And what I want to say is the bigger bases are mainly being brought to make less injuries when people are running to second and stuff like stolen bases.
Curious, how many injuries
are
just there?
What I see out of them. They're doing it for the injuries.
How many injuries are there from that though? That's my true question. It's like how many injuries are there,
I don't know the exact number, but I know there's been a lot of serious ones.
I think the injuries in the last 3 years since COVID, I think I read somewhere that like they're at a peak. Like baseball injury has been peaking lately, and I think maybe this is a precaution they're trying to take, but I think something has to be done.
Is it this? Who knows? I don't know.
I don't think this really has anything to do with it, but
I don't know how much the bases do, because like the approach is going to change and it's become, give me the same dangerous effort, just, a little bit closer to first base,
I mean, I get what you're saying about like how it might not be that much, but I mean, even if it stops one career-ending injury, I would say the bigger bases are worth it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well,
but
I mean, like, sure, it would be amazing if it's, stopped a career-ending injury, but again, when does it, when is that, when is that the just a luck, if you will, versus the bigger base?
I mean, with the bigger base, the runner should never, if the shorting a double play, the runner sliding down should never make contact with the shortstop or the second baseman covering the base. That's the idea. It's supposed to be big enough where they wouldn't
That's the
collide at
second
all.
baseman's job. Sorry, but the second
But
baseman's job
it's to collide with the runner.
is to make contact with them.
No, I'm not
Doing
talking about when tagging down. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there's a runner on first
Oh, I
and
see.
someone
I was
hits a
like,
ground ball.
that's their job is to make. I was
I'm
really
no, I'm talking about unneeded contact.
yeah, no,
This
I
play there
understand
should
that.
be no contact at second. The bases should be big enough where he can grab it and there's no contact at all. That is the idea.
Okay.
And that's what I mean. Obviously, if there needs to be a tag, and obviously there's gonna be contact, but it's not gonna cause an injury. That's needed
Well,
contact.
going off of injuries, here's something I would like to see in the MLB. I would like to see rosters be expanded because of how many injuries are happening. I'd like to see
Yeah.
two
I'd
to
like to keep in
four.
mind this is also coming from a White Sox fan, so he's coming
Oh,
from a
yeah,
place of
take it with a grain of
experience.
salt.
Okay, I'd like to see like at least two positions, like two spots open up on a roster, whether it's on a 40-man or on the active roster. Maybe like one pitcher, one position player. But like you're looking at the stats, in 2020, there was an average of 8.66 players to get hurt every day. 10 pitchers would get hurt every day, 7.5 hitters per day, which is like very high. And the studies are showing it's because of limited physical preparation. I think teams would benefit from getting a roster expansion, and I don't think it would hurt anybody. It's getting
I
two to
can
three more
agree.
minor league guys on your roster. I mean, you're not going to sign like Robinson Cano off free agency and like have him play for you, but it's getting like minor league guys to get some more reps, and I think it'd be beneficial to every
It
team.
just advances everybody forward too, and in their development.
Exactly,
I can get behind this.
and I don't
28
think
man active roster instead of 26.
like and keep like yes, I like the September call ups, but they're so irrelevant. Honestly, the September call ups, you're gonna call up two guys from AAA, and they're gonna be on your team until your injured guys come back. And right when those injured guys come back, those guys get sent down. I just think the roster should be expanded by two people, and I think teams
And
could
most of the
benefit a lot.
important call-ups aren't even happening in September anymore, because for a long, long, long time, it was all these September call-ups, and then their rookie year would be the next year, right? The
The
past
September
5
I
call
years,
ups, they
mean,
don't mean anything.
arguably the September call up's still happening for some people. I mean, the Cubs called up Hayden Wesensky as a September call up. He's been great. His rookie year will be next year if he stays in the majors. Like, he was a true September call up.
I think it's irrelevant, the September call ups. I think it's literally a way I don't know. I think
I
it's
mean,
just like
the three biggest prospect names coming into this year were Julio Rodriguez, Adley Rutschman, and Bobby Witt Jr., correct?
and both were up to start the season. Yes.
Yeah, and all three were up by June.
The September call ups, it's
And
just
then
like
Gunnar Henderson was the next guy. He got called up in August. Like, we're not advanced, like the September call-ups are not a heroic deal.
well, I don't
I
think it's
mean,
for a heroic deal. I think they're
the September
realizing
call ups never had to be the top prospects. Like, if the top prospects were ready at that time, then yeah, the September call ups are just to expand the roster, add that extra back to make a push for the playoffs. Like the man
I don't
was
even think it's
added,
that.
the man was
I
added Taylor Trammell, and he went on a hot streak and won them a couple of games. Like, that is the meaning of September call ups. It's not always about calling up the top prospect.
well, I think it also could be like, you're in September. These guys have been playing every single day since February and March. Like when playoffs are coming, like their bodies, they're gonna more frequent to get hurt because they've been playing so much and get sore. So maybe they have an idea that these guys are gonna help benefit it, like give the players a little break. But most teams, the September call up guys, they come up for a week, and when guys come back from the injury list, they get sent right back down. I think the whole thing's irrelevant unless they add 2 more roster spots for the whole season. No, none of these guys are getting called up or giving your team like a huge impact unless you're coming in hot like you're mean Mercedes and just like batting 400 and like
What about
playing every
Hayden
day.
Wiesenski? He's had 2 quality starts and threw an immaculate inning.
I'm sorry, I don't even know who that is.
It's the Cubs prospect we got from the trade with the Yankees this year, and he's been amazing, and he's going to be a star.
I don't think the Cubs have any stars.
Dude, in his second start, in a start real game, he threw an immaculate inning. That's crazy.
He's playing 30-game under baseball. I don't think they're I don't know.
An immaculate inning is impressive no matter what.
I think Tommy can go out there and throw an immaculate inning right now.
No offense to Tommy, but no, he couldn't.
Yeah, have you seen him throw the baseball?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
You haven't. I've been in the lab, Justin. You haven't seen me in a bit. You know.
Yeah, he's been.
I haven't seen you in a while, but
he's been working hard.
All I'm saying,
grew.
last
he's
time
like
he pitched to
6'6"
me,
now.
I hit a home run.
That'd be legendary. I just dwarf Justin. I come back in a month and I'm just dwarfing Justin.
You wouldn't be able to dwarf me.
Justin, I've always dwarfed you. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Last time we played, I hit a home run off.
So the one thing that I think is important is
when you get muted by Tommy,
right?
and I'm talking about him, you know it's true.
Ow.
When he mutes me when I'm saying something, you know it's true.
Sorry, my throat hurts, guys. The biggest thing right now is pace of play. At the end of the day, that's the biggest deal. That's what everybody came to the table to talk about during the lockout. That's why the majority of these changes are being made. Shift, pitch clock. I don't know. Justin might find a way to evaluate bigger bases as a it has no as a way to impact pace of play, but
there's nothing on there.
It's just one of those things where it's like I love baseball. I wouldn't be the co-host of a baseball podcast without it, right? But I mean, even for me, it's hard, having to deal with these 3.5 hour games, when most of the time is spent, let me fix my shoulder pad, let me do some witchcraft while standing outside the box. Let me get my best Harry Potter on. I mean, I love Ichiro, but he had this whole,
Don't be ripping at any of that. I love that. That's what builds character.
But it's just so rough because you're like after every pitch and you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, do not after every pitch is a lot.
No, it's superstition and rhythm. Like once you play baseball at like a competitive level, like you realize like
no, I'm fine with superstition. Like I have some of the stupidest superstitions of all time. I have some dumb ones. Okay,
let's hear them.
Like you're going on the jog at 4 a.m. and reading your tea on the.
I'm reading my tea. Nice job, Dylan. Nice going.
God, you fumbled the bag.
It's okay, buddy. But it's not the superstition problem. It's just the overall wasting of time. The pitcher, stepping off the mound 19 times, because the air he breathed in on his windup wasn't right. Like it's just when you're playing in Detroit, there's not much you can do about that. But it's things like that.
Like minor league baseball had the pitch clock, and those games
were great. It wasn't, yeah.
Like it's not even that much shorter. It's not even that much shorter. It's just the pacing is so much better.
Yeah. Like you don't notice that there's a pitch clock. Unless
it's your first time there and like someone pointed out to you.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
I think they're just trying to get Justin out of the stadium quicker. That's what it's for,
No, they can't. I'm going to a Mariners game.
They're trying to get you out as quick as they can.
A week from today, I'm going to the Mariners game, and they're letting me get in the stadium at 10:40.
When's the game?
It's like a 1:40 game.
Look at you go! Wow.
But
Go, Justin.
I'm not gonna be leaving the stadium until like 7 at night. Like I'm gonna be in that stadium for a long time.
I feel
Yeah.
bad for I feel bad for the Mariners. They're gonna be stuck listening to you.
Oh, that's gonna be rough.
All right, moving on to
You
the
guys are
next thing.
mean.
The next thing I want to talk about is I want more reviews for each team. I think each team should have 2 reviews instead of 1 every game.
I agree.
Yeah.
Tommy, are you?
Especially now that the umps call it out. Like hearing the ump on the mic saying the ruling on the field's been overturned. The runners like I love that. That was it's such a small thing they added that it just feels right.
Makes it feel better. Yeah.
Well, something
Yeah.
I saw. Tommy, are you a little bit of a Cleveland fan, or you just have the hat?
I have the
He's
hat. I
just
was at the game.
he's just wearing the hat to
Okay.
mess with you.
So the Sox had the series against Cleveland at home, and the Sox used their replay in the first inning. Cleveland used theirs in the second. So with 2 outs, doesn't matter who was running home, but the Cleveland runner was going home. Sebi Zavala tagged him out at the plate. They called him out. He was safe by a mile. And of course, there's no instant review to do anything about
I
it.
love that you're willing to say that too. Like let's appreciate that as well. Like,
No,
you
I
know,
mean,
the
I'm
White Sox
an
fan is
Shout out
the call against
Dylan.
him. You know,
I'm a
like
very honest person, and I was like
not
shocked
very
because
humble, but honest.
I was like, fuck, we just gave up a run, and then he calls him out, and I was like, no, they called him out there. I was like, holy sh, and I was like, Jesus, and they've got no instant review, and that kind of screws up the game for them. That's a
Mhm.
potential game altering play, and now they've got no review. So it's the inning's over. And I know if I'm in if my shoes, I'm a Guardians fan and I see that, I'd be punching my face right now.
Yeah,
It's frustrating because there's
I
nothing you can
agree.
do about it. While in football, they review like 100 plays. They've got the headsets on in every play. The game moves so slow. You know, like I think it would be more fair if they had
Yeah, and
2 reviews.
also, you know, just makes the. I mean, you know,
It
umpires are
also
human.
begs the question: why are managers using reviews in the first and second inning? Like, at some point, you gotta think in the long run, you might need that down the road.
I don't know. Use it where you need to use it. I don't know. The umps hate Cleveland, by the way. I mean, it was. I mean, there's been some heinous, you know, acts against Cleveland.
I'm a little jealous because Dylan, not sorry, Dylan. Tommy, you gotta see Stephen Twat and I didn't.
Yeah, he was. I think he went 4 for 4 the game I was at too.
Oh my god, he's so good.
Who?
Stephen Twan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of him.
I love that guy.
Not a fan of him.
You're a White Sox fan, so you're not a fan of
Yeah,
any
and
Guardians players.
no, that's not true. Him and Jose Ramirez, they torch us every game.
Because they're so good. Stephen Twan is so good.
And Jose Ramirez has like a below average season for him, but when like him and Salvador Perez play the White Sox, they become the best player in the league. That's how it is. And same with Clase and Karinchak, they're really good against us. And Tristan McKenzie.
Okay, Tristan McKenzie's just been great against everyone this year.
I think he fanned 13 or 14 Sox players 2 starts ago.
Yeah, I was 13, I think.
I think if he can put some like muscle on, like I think he's really tall and lanky. If he could like really work hard in the offseason, I think he can be one of the better starters in the league.
100%.
I
I'd say
mean,
he's
I think
top
he's
15 right now.
I think he's a Cy Young candidate for next year.
This year alone, I
Yeah.
think he's been a top 15 starting pitcher.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think next year, if he really works hard in the offseason, he can be a Cy Young candidate. And it's going to come out of nowhere, just like Cease this year.
I don't think it's really going to come out of nowhere because McKenzie's having a great year this year.
He's pretty good.
I wouldn't say, like, I agree he's not a Cy Young candidate this year and he could be next year, but, and it would come out of very little, but I don't think it'd be coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but I think Dylan is right. I think I could name.
Plus, also, last year, he was like an inning away from a perfect game.
I think right now today I could name 15 pitchers better, but I don't know if I'll be able to at the same time next year.
Maybe not top 15, but I would say top 25.
Yeah.
180 strikeouts, 3.04 ERA, 0.96 WHIP. Like,
Next year, I won't be able to name 15 pitchers better than him. I won't be
He's
able to
not
name.
top 15. He's not
I
top 15.
won't be
That was
able
out of
next
pocket.
year. Next year, September 24th. This is.
It's 24th?
I won't be able to name 10 pitchers that are better than Tristan McKenzie.
Is that
I
because you're a
agree.
fake baseball fan?
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You're saying is that because you're not a big baseball fan? Because you wouldn't
Oh.
know 10 better pitchers.
Yeah,
Ah,
I was
it's a
kidding.
good joke. It's a good joke.
Yeah. You got
Very
confused for
funny,
a
guys.
second.
Very funny. Haha.
Very funny, yes. Haha.
Yep. Haha.
Haha. But no,
You
I
also,
mean,
Mackenzie had that near perfect game on the anniversary of Felix's perfect game, or like a day after or a day before. It was very close.
yeah.
Felix is before your time, Justin.
No, he wasn't. I literally
That-
went to the game after his perfect game.
That was when you were a Cubs fan.
I've always been a Cubs fan. Mariners are my second favorite team. I'm a Cubs and Mariners fan.
I don't know. I went to the other. I went to the one that the Mariners were on the other side of. So I mean,
Yeah, that's sick though. Even though it was against your second favorite team, seeing a perfect game in person is crazy.
You know, it's actually very low key, and Justin, as a Mariners fan, might not know this. Like, not trying to be rude or anything. You might not know this, but do you remember Philip Humber on the White Sox throwing a perfect game against Seattle?
that's the game I was at. Yeah,
You were at that game,
I was at that
Yeah.
game.
like 2012 or 2013.
Yeah, I was at that game.
Justin, do you remember that or no?
Vaguely.
So, like, he was a starter for the Sox for maybe one season. Like, he was a very mediocre, like above mediocre pitcher. Like, he lasted like 10 seasons in the league.
Yeah,
Like through like a 4 ERA and was like in the bullpen for half the year for the Sox, and just out of nowhere has like a 4 strikeout perfect game against Seattle, and it was just like the randomest game ever. Like no
he has
one
a great
expected
quote
it.
about that, by the way. Like it sounded like it's cool to see Philip Humber's name among all these other guys. Like it was something like that.
I think I did see that. He's like my name should not belong on here or something.
No, and
Because it
like
was just
that. I
like
mean, that was cool to see. You know, like he understood. You know, I don't belong with the rest of these guys.
it was the
Mhm.
21st perfect game in MLB history, the third by the White Sox. I mean
And then
that
later that year, Felix would go on to have the 23rd and final to this day.
yeah.
Yeah, what's crazy is we've had a lot of perfect games in the past 2 years go into the ninth inning. But they just never
Rodon,
get it.
McKenzie. I mean, we've had two
Rodon,
that I can name. Rodon and
McKenzie.
McKenzie. Those are the only two that I
There
have.
was Kershaw had one in the 7th, I think, and then
Wait,
he left in the 8th.
Justin, I'm looking at the box score for that perfect game against Seattle, and some of the guys on this list are just like name drops on Seattle. Chone Figgins,
Oh,
Dustin. I want to see your guys' faces on this. Hang on,
Dustin Ackley.
I
I
want to see your guys'
loved
faces to
him.
these. Chone Figgins, Dustin Ackley,
I love that guy.
then there's Ichiro, Justin Smoke.
oh.
God, I love Justin
You've got
Smoke.
second year Kyle Seager. How about Jesus Montero at DH? Michael
That name.
Saunders, Miguel Olivo, John
Miguel
Jaso,
Oliva was a Rocky after he left the Mariners. He was a Rocky for a couple of years.
Brendan Ryan. How about the pitching? Blake Beavan, Lucas Luetge, and Steve Delabar.
I only know Loogie. I don't recognize the other two
Wow.
names.
Delabar was a rookie for Seattle in 2012. Beavan was 2011. Humer goes 9 innings, 9 strikeouts, lowers ERA to 0.0 to 0.63 on the year.
0.63, but that was like April. It was like an early April game, so it doesn't
It
really.
was.
That was a perfect game, though.
He had 2 starts that week. That was his first week of the season. In the 2 starts, he went 1-0, 0.63 ERA.
Probably one player of the week.
He did. He struck out 16 people over 2 starts. He got a call from Barack Obama about the perfect game, and he got a plaque at the Hall of Fame too.
Well, yeah, he had a perfect game.
Yeah. I remember the last strike of the game. I was watching it. It was just like a complete
So
ball.
was Tommy.
It was outside and in the dirt, and he just like swung at it to gave it to him.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not even I mean, like, how wild is it that it's not the most iconic perfect game of the same season? Like,
That's crazy.
that's wild to me.
It's just such a low key thing because like no one knows Philip Humber. It's a name drop to throw his name out there.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
he's relatively a nobody outside of the perfect game. Like you said, he was he was an MLB player, and he made millions of dollars doing so.
Yeah,
But
here's the
outside of
quote you're
that,
talking about. Here's the quote from Philip Humber himself. Quote, I don't know what Philip Humber is doing in this list. I have no idea what my name is doing there, but I'm thankful it's there. And uh they basically they got him off waivers from Oakland who released him. And he was in the 6-man rotation for the Sox.
That is
The
who
hilarious.
else was in
his
that rotation? Just out
the
of
Sox
curiosity.
for the White Sox,
Yeah.
they had a winning team that year. They went 85-77. Did not
Okay,
make the playoffs.
barely a winning record.
All right, let me rotation. Let's see. This is a good rotation. Jake Peavy's the one. He was an all-star. 11-12, 3.3 ERA. Chris Sale's the 2, all-star, 17-8, 3.05 ERA. Gavin Floyd was the 3. Jose Quintana was the 4. He's an all-star.
Oh,
Philip Humber the 5. How about Francisco Liriano the 6?
Man, Francisco Liriano was good.
that's deep.
He was 3-2. He had a 5.4 ERA. I don't think he lasted on the team. I think we
Probably
traded
not.
him during the
And then the
season.
hitters on that team, AJ,
AJ
Pierzynski,
Pierzynski, he hit 280. Konerko hit 300. Gordon Beckham,
Alexi
Alexei
Ramirez,
Ramirez.
Euclid. Oh,
Yeah.
Kevin Euclid was when was what? Wait a minute
He
here.
played 1 or 2 seasons with the Sox post
Yeah, he
prime.
played 1 year, 2012. He played half of the season with you guys.
How about Adam Dunn? He batted 204, 41 home runs. We
Jeez.
had post prime Orlando Hudson who batted 200. We had rookie Eduardo Escobar.
Oh, hey,
This
look,
one
it's Brent Lillibridge. There you
this
go.
one goes to Justin.
Brent Lowbridge.
This one goes to Justin. Kasuke Fukudome batting 170 on
Tosuke
the bench.
Fukudome. I was signed Strarzy of him.
Philip
A
Humber
Cubs one.
Philip Humber had a betting average than Fukudome for the White Sox. Humber went 1 for
Fukudome. Dude, I love
Humber
Fukudome.
went 1 for 5 at the plate for the Sox.
By the way, the connection between Brent Lillibridge, he went to my old high school.
Oh, did he?
I've
Yeah.
met
He
him
was
multiple
supposed-
times.
He was supposed to be the shit for the Sox. I've got a few autographs from him. He was supposed to be really good.
Yeah, he played in the same little league I did. And so he always did a bunch of stuff with him. So I've met him a
Oh
few
boy,
times.
that's not good. Sorry, so we were talking about 2012, right?
hmm
Um, so I was looking at the Rockies from 2012. Just take a wild guess as to what their record was that year.
The
Oh,
Rockies.
162.
The Rockies in
Wait,
2012.
Ubaldo Jimenez.
Yep, Jorge De La Rosa, I believe, was still on that team at that point.
That is
Oh no,
a
he
big
was
drop.
gone by that point.
Oh, that is not a good record for the Cubs in 2012.
Oh,
The
yeah, they
Rockies were
sucked that bad.
64 and 98.
That's better than the Cubs. They were 61 and 101.
The Cubs were really bad for a few years there.
Willen Rosario, Todd Helton,
Oh
Josh
my
Rutledge,
god.
Cargo, Dexter Fowler. Oh man, do you guys remember Michael Kadire?
Yeah, he played for the Sox. No, that was Justin Morneau. But I remember
Guys.
Kadire.
Giovanni Soto was the Cubs catcher in
He was good.
2012. I
He was
know.
good. He was on the Sox too
We
for a
had
little bit.
we had Anthony Rizzo. It was probably one of his first
Eric
years.
Young Jr.,
Darwin
Drew Pomeranz.
Barney, and Stalin Casher were our
Hey,
middle
guys.
infield.
I just
We
want
had
to point this out.
we had a 36-year-old Alfonso Soriano.
I just want to point this out. Between 2008 and 2010, the White Sox might have had the best home run hitting team in history. How about this? They had Paul Konerko, who hit 500. Jim Tomei hit 600. They had Ken Griffey Jr., 600. Adam Dunn, 400. Who else? They had Manny Ramirez, who hit 500 or 600. I mean, they had Adam LaRoche. This is like crazy looking back at this. Carlos Quentin. Oh my god.
Okay, so the best ERA of any Rockies pitcher from that any Rocky starting pitcher from 2012 was a 4.43 from Julius Chassin.
The Cubs' best one was a 2.25 from Ryan Dempster.
Right. I got autographs from Ryan Dempster the other day. I sent a few cards to him in the mail, and they all signed them.
I'm
There's
interested.
Miguel Olivo.
I also got
Yes.
signed ball by him. I got a signed ball and 2 cards now.
I want.
They can be yours,
So,
Justin. for the
Dylan, I have a
price of-
question for you.
What's up?
How many cards did you take with you to college?
I've been doing it like a full scale. Like I've got like my briefcase is right here, and this is full. And then like I've been
So,
doing
like-
as much as I can.
I know, but like you had a huge setup at your house and
I
back
brought
in
I brought
Chicago.
only like a couple cards like that I knew I'd be able to sell. Like I didn't bring like junk, like dollar
yeah.
cards, but like I brought stuff I knew I could sell. And I've been buying a lot of stuff. Like I got that Ichiro in the mail last night. But the issue is to get to the post office, it's like a 40-minute walk, 45-minute walk. It's 2 miles each way. So like I had to go 2 days ago, and I literally just like sprinted there, and I got there within like 20 minutes, which was kind of sick. But it's a pain, you know, to ship like a package to like for like a small trade. I got to walk 4 miles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how worth it is it for you?
It depends. Like if I'm making like good money on a sale, like okay, I'll do it because then like I get a good workout in. Like I don't mind the walk, but I don't have my car down here, so I have to walk 4 miles. It's going to be an issue in the winter. That's when I'm going to have to figure it out.
Yeah. I was
'Cause in the-
just like curious how many cards you brought with you because I've been seeing like I'll be honest, I thought you weren't really gonna be doing any card stuff when you were at college, but you've been pretty active on it.
You don't have any communal like communal mailbox or anything else, where you're at?
I do have a mailbox here for like it's like for the envelopes that are like already paid for, you know.
Oh,
So
okay.
like
So
if I do a trade with Justin and I got to get a label for that, I got to go to the post office.
yeah, I see.
And it's if I have like a stamp thing, I can put it in like a communal thing. I still got to walk like 15 minutes to get to that. But it's not I don't mind it. I'm gonna mind it when it's snowing out. Then I'll have to find a way to get there, like a car.
Mm-hmm.
They do
Yeah.
have scooters here. Like you pay like I'm sure you guys have them in like Seattle or Colorado.
Yeah,
but,
like the lime.
yeah,
Lime scooters.
they have thousands of them. So you rent it. It's like 50 cents a minute, and they go like 20 miles an hour. But like people have died on them this year at Indiana.
Whoa.
Like one
Oh.
kid went into a car and was brain dead and died. One kid got murdered on it. Like he was drunk driving it. Like went into a car. Like it's been bad.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's a
not-
problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've only used those one time. It's when I was in San Diego.
I haven't used it yet. I've got like an electric scooter at my house, but it's like one of the racer ones, so it's kind of small and like it's like I got it when I was like at elementary school. Now I'm like 5'10", so I can't like use it anymore. It's too small.
Imagine only
Mhm.
being 5'10". Sorry. That was out loud.
Couldn't be me.
How tall are you?
Couldn't
like
be me.
6 foot, 6'1".
Oh, I met Justin. He's not there yet.
I'm actually
you won't ever be.
5'11" now. I'm 5'11"
You are
now.
not 5'11". I met you.
You are
in, like,
not
July.
5'11", Justin.
You were like
Tommy,
very,
you
like,
haven't seen me in 3 months.
I don't care.
think
I still know that you're not
Dylan,
5'11".
you haven't seen me in like 10 months. No, not 10.
I saw you in like June or July.
Yeah, June.
You
Or
were very.
early
You were.
July.
We
You were.
both,
I'll give you.
Justin, we've both seen you in the past, 6 months. Let's put it that way. We both know
Yeah.
that you can't have grown that
Justin,
much.
I'll
And
give
my
you a
grandma
solid
and my
5'4".
grandma said I grew a lot. She was
Yeah,
here
so
the other week.
My
Yeah, 'cause
grandma
you
said
see
that
her
every
once.
day. My grandma says that to me every time I see her. For the
No, I
last
saw my
years.
grandma in June, and then she came back. She was here early September. She said I grew. I
She
was
probably
just at the
shrunk.
doctor's. They said I'm 5'8".
You are not 5'8".
I'm
dude.
5'8". You haven't
All right,
seen
if
me
you're
in 3
5'8", if
months.
you're 5'8", then Tommy's 7 foot.
Hey, I'll take it.
Congratulations, Tommy, you're 7 foot because I am 5'8".
I saw you in like the last week of June, and I was like 5 inches taller than you.
Yeah, I've grown since then.
Stand up right now. Stand up right now. Back to back.
That's not gonna do anything.
Man, you really got him to think about Dylan. You really got him to think about that one.
I know. It took him a minute to process that.
No, it didn't. I literally
That
said
really
it
shouldn't have
instantly.
taken that long, Justin.
You guys are mean to me.
Should we continue on, or are we just gonna do this? Because I'm enjoying this, but should we? Is there anything else that you know?
I don't really have
I'm
any
all.
more
I don't
to
have anything
add.
else.
I
I
have
a few
one
good
last thing
points.
that I wanted to talk about, but
We'll talk about it. Let's
It's about
hear it.
Justin. Is it Justin lying about his height?
I'm not lying about my
No.
height. I'm tall.
this was kind of a fear that I had.
What, Justin lying about his height?
Oh my god, Dylan. Stop.
Well, you know that too, but
You guys are so mean to me. I've done nothing wrong.
no, the
I
thing that I
wanna
was
find
worried
that
about
picture of
is
me and
like
Justin.
umpires.
Umpires.
Because the rules have just gotten more complicated. Now they have to, survey the, be surveying the field. Like there's so much, like even, just with these little rule changes, there's so much more that they have to be doing. And it's just, I'm
Wait,
just
hang on a
worried that
sec.
something, I saw this,
Again, that is months ago. That is months ago.
by the way, Justin's also standing on a stool in that picture also.
I'm not standing on a stool in that picture.
He was
Am
on
I?
his tippy toes and he was like standing on like one of the showcases.
Okay, I was not on my tippy toes. Dylan is taller than me. I'm not denying that. I was not on my tippy toes. That was months ago.
Maybe
and
it's all
was
the
a weird
Celsius
angle.
drinks. It's all the drinks he has in the morning. They're
Oh my
getting him that
God.
growth spurt.
5'8".
On a good
Yeah,
day
I'm
when the sun
6'3".
is out and the birds are chirping
You're
just
not.
right.
I'm 5'8". God, you guys are so mean to me.
I'm ready to see you next time, and I'm gonna be like an inch taller, and you'll be the same. I'm gonna be like, huh, you are not 5'8".
Well,
Yeah,
In the next
well,
week.
as soon as I'm
enter
taller
into
than
a
you,
full
I'm
squad and be
flying
looking
to
at him at eye
Indiana,
level.
and I'm proving you wrong.
I don't think you're growing anymore. You're like a junior, right?
Yes, I am a junior.
I
Right?
mean, anything's possible. I mean, I've grown an inch in the last year, but anything's
The
possible.
doctor said I'm not done yet.
And the doctor said I'd be 5'10", and I'm not 5'10".
So you lied about your height because you said you were 5'10".
I'm
Oh,
5'9". When I put my shoes on, I'm 5'10".
Mm.
Tommy is like a hefty, like 6'7".
No, Tommy's like 6'1", I think. Because wait, Tommy, you were the same height as my brother Jacob, right?
I think I'm a little bit shorter than Jacob.
Then I think you're 6 foot.
I think I'm 6', 6'1", somewhere in that ballpark.
Jacob's 6'1", so if he was a little bit taller, you're 6 foot or 6'1.5".
Justin missed out on the height there.
Okay.
Yeah, he really did.
Man, I can't even control my height, and you're just flaming me for it. Crazy. I can't even control that.
I don't know, but the Tommy that's coming, visiting Justin in about a month. Bigger, stronger, faster.
Okay, faster? I don't know about that. Bigger, yeah. Stronger?
Tommy's
doubt
also
it.
got a faster fastball too.
Probably. I was never a pitcher.
I heard Tommy can smoke a ball off Justin too.
One time.
I was told
One
Tommy hit
time.
some runs off Justin.
One time.
Justin, that thing hit the driveway on the other
Oh
side of
my
that.
God. No, it didn't. And my
Yes,
home run
it
went
did.
out of the state. That is so mean to
Oh boy,
me.
Justin, it's okay. Did you guys play any wiffle ball while you were
No,
while he
we
was
just met up.
visiting?
We met up for like 20 minutes.
No, we met up for like it was like half an hour at the card store.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then he left.
that's a shame.
I had to go.
He
I'm a
left.
busy
me.
guy.
You really are a
big
busy
agenda.
guy.
To be fair, I too am busy, but I was on vacation, so I really wasn't busy.
He's a really happening fellow.
I got a lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I spent the day in Chicago. It was fun. I got a Nick Foles Bears jersey and a Bulls Scottie Pippen jersey for $50 for both of them.
How'd that Nick Foles work out for you?
He was already off the team. I got it as a joke because I went to the Bears Seahawks game where Nick Foles started and won the game, and so I got the Bears jersey.
Well,
It's
there you go.
It's a complete joke of a jersey. I think it's really funny.
You want to hear something funny, Tommy? You'll like this.
What's
You know
up?
what a joke of a jersey is? The one Justin's wearing right now.
A Julio jersey? What?
It's a joke of a jersey. Tommy's tackling a bit about that one.
A Julio jersey ain't no joke. He's better than anyone on the White Sox this year.
I disagree with that.
Who?
C's.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not talking
see,
about. I'm talking about position players.
I'd take Jimenez has been the second best player in the AL the second half. That's proven. Like everyone look at his second half stats. He's hitting like
I'm
370.
not talking about the second half. I'm talking about the whole season.
So he's hitting 320 on the whole season, and he's had minimal play in the first half either.
It's not minimal play, so
He's hitting
it's been
310
hard.
and he's hitting 310 and 300 at bats, which does not
Yeah,
get talked about.
Julio's hitting
as a power hitter.
282 in like double, more than double. those
Jose
at-bats.
Abreu has been better than Julio. Abreu's hitting
No,
310, 600 at bats. Yeah, he's 35 and he's like peaking right now. Like,
And 500 at-bats, Julio's hitting 280 with 27 home runs, a 5.7 WAR, and a good amount of stolen bases.
he's also has to carry the entire team
25
on his
stolen
back.
bases.
Like he's got a lot to carry, and he probably does not like it.
Who are we talking about?
Julio.
Julio's not carrying the whole team. The Mariners have a good team.
Oh, and not to upset you or anything, but one of my future blogs is gonna be about how Jared Kelenick's going to request a trade from Seattle.
Oh, I very much believe that.
I've been reading a lot about him.
Oh, yeah. He's not happy with the Mariners at all, and the Mariners have not treated him well.
Yeah, I think he's out of there really soon. What's up, Tommy?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Eloy has the better batting average, on base, slugging.
Yeah, but he's been hot
OPS,
almost the whole first half.
OPS
No.
plus.
But his second half has been like they're saying if
Okay.
he can play a full healthy season next year, he will hit at least 40 home runs and be an MVP contender.
Okay, I will believe when I see it. I'm not denying that. I'm saying you can't compare someone who's only played half a season. His batting average, like if he had played the whole time, it maybe would be that high, but we don't know. It could be a lot lower. He could have had more slumps if he played longer.
Oh, he's him.
Oh yeah, he's him.
He's him.
How
can
I
you-
actually
how can
really
you not
like. I
like him?
actually really like Eloy, and I'm not trying to diss on him, but you can't really compare someone who's played half a year to someone who's played the entire year.
Well, he's had 300 at bats, which is
Which
a
is a good
lot.
amount, but Julio's had 500. Like, it's hard to compare a player who's played significantly less. That's
fair, I'll
all I'm
give it to you.
trying to say. Next
You guys
year,
wanna see-
if they both play, I wouldn't be surprised if Eloy was better.
I gotta ask you guys this before we head off in a couple minutes. Do you guys know who this is?
Wait, I can't see. Does it say Ryan Ross or Brian Ross?
Do you know who Stan Ross is?
Stan Ross. I do not. I can't even read the name correctly.
Tommy, do you know who that is?
I feel like I should, but no, I don't.
Wow, I'm really disappointed in you guys.
Well,
There's
that's
something we're
mean.
missing. There's a joke we're missing.
None
here,
of you
Justin.
guys know Stan Ross, Mr. 3000.
Oh my god, I love that movie. How did I?
The greatest
haven't seen the
brewer of
movie.
all time?
I love that movie, but I
I've never seen the
I
movie.
never
It's
remember
complete
his actual
transparency.
name. I've never actually remember his name. I just
The
know
greatest.
the movie.
He's the greatest brewer of all time.
Oh yeah, mainly because the Brewers suck. and
Tommy, you
have
don't know
never had a
Mr.
good team.
3000?
No, I know.
Dude,
do
you
know
gotta
who is
watch that
better? Do
movie.
you know who is better than Stan Ross?
No,
Oh,
man.
Benny Rodriguez? Gus
Oh,
Gus
yeah.
Bus?
Pablo Sanchez.
No, he doesn't even make my top 5.
No.
Bro, why are you hating on Pablo, bro?
I'm not.
It's
that's before your
Pablo
time.
and that's
Ricky
everybody
Vaughn
else.
is the greatest closer of all time.
I got coming in at number 4, I've got Benny Sanchez from the Sandlot.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, I've got Ricky Vaughn. Number 2, I've got Stan Ross, Mr. 3000. Number 1, I've got Gus Bus from the Benchwarmers.
Gus Buzz. Okay,
And
now no,
5,
stop
five
this.
to Carlos.
Now we're gonna do a top 10 made up characters episode now in like baseball movies and shows. So stop this. We're doing an episode on it.
Okay.
I got one more name for you that trumps everybody else you've ever, anybody else has ever liked in their entire, history of, made up baseball players. John Dowd.
Who?
John Dowd, the replacement they had for Barry Bonds in MVP baseball 2005.
Yes.
This guy was the greatest thing
He was so
since
good.
sliced bread. It was. I mean,
That's
he
what
is
I
the
say.
goat.
Sliced bread. That's my saying.
We always say the greatest invention since sliced bread. What was the greatest invention before sliced bread?
Justin Yormark's CNT podcast.
Maybe
The
did not
greatest-
come
The greatest
before
podcast.
sliced bread.
The greatest podcast in sliced bread.
I can get on board with that.
When was sliced bread invented?
Okay, Tommy's taking this question literally.
No, I'm genuinely curious because I have no clue. July 7th, 1928.
It was first sold in 1928. So the CNT podcast, the best thing since sliced bread.
There you go. You know what? You know what?
I think we should end it on that.
I
Think
think
so,
that's pretty
too.
darn good.
Listen to the sign.
I got
Or
one. I got one. I got one. I got
Dylan,
one.
I
I got one. If you don't, Justin's gonna come and take all your bread.
Okay, I have one too. We're all doing one. If you don't listen to the sign, Dylan is going to come to your house and make you drink your tea and live out Tommy's morning routine of waking up at 4 a.m., going on a nice little walk, reading while drinking tea with his puppy on the deck, and then taking a nice 20-minute bath with lighted candles.
And if you don't subscribe to the CNT podcast, the Mariners won't make the playoffs.
Oh no, they're actually really struggling right now.
Are they?
I'm getting a little nervous.
They lost 2 of 3 to the Athletics, and they just dropped the first
I'll
of a
tell you
3-game
this,
set
I'm,
against
I
get,
have
Milwaukee.
I'm getting a little nervous. I won't lie.
I'll tell you this. Yes, I've been watching every game for the Sox, but I have no more faith anymore this season.
He's come to the realization the White Sox
Yep.
were not good this year.
No, they weren't bad this year. They weren't bad this year.
They weren't good though.
They were good. They just
Mhm.
didn't make the playoffs.
They weren't good enough.
I mean, they'll finish probably over 500, but
Probably, but maybe not.
I think they will.
I think they won't.
What's their record right now?
Take a look. I think they're maybe 1 game over, 2 games over.
Yeah, you'll finish
They've
above
been
500.
struggling. They're 1 game over, and we're playing Detroit right now.
Oh, you're
You'll be
fine.
fine.
Yeah, we got our AAA starter today, and we got Dylan Cease tomorrow, looking to win
By
that
the way,
Cy
are we
Young.
not going to mention Pujols?
See.
By the way, that just happened last night. Are we not going to mention that?
Guess not.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.